Hey guys, Justin with Two Star Garage. Welcome back. We've got the Jeep Liberty totally tore apart. It's the CRD variety. If you guys have a Jeep Liberty KJ, especially, I'd like you to subscribe if you'd be willing. It's free, it's fun to hang out and share ideas back and forth. And if you don't have a Jeep Liberty CRD, I'm so glad so many of you are here because I like hearing what you guys have got going on in your own garages, one or two stall garage out in the parking lot, in your driveway, whatever the case may be. I'm glad you're here. I've got two motor mounts. These are from idparts.com, not a sponsor, but this is the preferred source of specialized parts for your Jeep CRD. Right now I'm rebuilding the front end of this thing with parts from O'Reilly. Thanks to them, also not a sponsor, just friendly and helpful. The Jeep Liberty has two engine mounts. One without the shield, it's on the driver's side. I'm looking at it right now, straight down past the wire harness, just past the battery. And on the other side, you're gonna have one with a heat shield on it. They are both the same, and you can actually switch those heat shields. You can take it off and put it on the different ones, so you don't have to spend the extra money to specifically get the one for the passenger side. If you guys want lights under the engine bay, I've got some lights here from Harbor Freight, a cheap source. They provide really good light. I can crank it up just like this, really bright. I can do that with both of them, or I can actually have it at the lowest setting right there, and that's just fine. I'm going to show you guys what we're looking at for the CRD mounts though. Word on the Facebook street is you loosen up the top bolt or nut from each motor mount. There's just one on top, one on bottom. And then what you can do is you get underneath, you can jack up your engine just enough to get one side off at a time, put it back down, next side, and then you're done and you're just torquing them down again. I've got this thing extra tore apart because I was replacing the rack and pinion. And I don't know when to quit, I guess. Oh, it looks like I could replace those bushings. Oh, maybe I should replace those bushings. Oh, those ball joints need to be replaced, probably. So here I am, let me show you. All right, I have got all kinds of parts down here. We've got the lower control arm. This is gonna be the passenger side. I've got the driver's side right here behind me. Got the sway bar. We've got the sway bar bushings with the mounts. I got new bushings coming in for the control arms, for where the strut hooks up, for the sway bar as well. This is the old rack and pinion. It had a cracked boot right here, which revealed that it was leaking. This side also was all oily. I don't know if it was just kind of running back and forth. Got some old tie rod ends. Those were still good, but we're gonna replace those since we're here. And right over here, I've got the strut mounts, we've got the springs, we've got the forks, we've got the shocks on the inside, and we've got your knuckle with your wheel bearing. It all looks pretty crusty, but that's because we've had some oil leaks up front. They're actually in good shape, so we're gonna leave those. I was able to say no to the wheel bearings, but we're gonna replace those ball joints. And I don't wanna keep you waiting on the engine mounts if you're here for that, for your Jeep Liberty CRD. Remember, you don't have to have your CRD totally tore apart, and I'm gonna tell you why. Got all these other parts right here, they'll eventually go back on as well. Getting you guys down here in the engine bay, this is where your radiator would sit. Your condenser is right here. This is your transmission cooler down here. I've got an aftermarket one because this one took on a rock and it's leaking. Then you've got your intercooler, you've got your fan shroud, you've got your fan. And you can see right down here where your rack and pinion is. We're gonna install that in a different video, but right down in here, you can see the engine mount. Let me just get a light down in here. It is, let's see, can I get that picture for you? It's right down, like right there. You should be able to see it. There's a hose that's going back. I hope you guys can see it. There you go, right there. Bringing over here to the other side, it's right down there. You can see here's your power steering reservoir. It's moved around because I'm replacing the strut. Strut goes right here. Here's the battery box. Turbo inlet, coolant. It's right down in here. And I'm gonna get to it just by coming down with some extensions up top here. For those of you that know me, you know I'm doing this because I kind of get some enjoyment out of it. Gives me some good exercise. It can be a little frustrating at times, but you just gotta have patience. Hey, thank you very much, heater. Another reason why I'm doing this myself is because it's so very expensive. I've got a local auto mechanic guy that I'll take stuff to sometimes, and I really like him. He does a great job, very nice guy as well and knowledgeable, and he doesn't price gouge you. But I'm not going to ask him to replace the motor mounts, the rack and pinion, all the bushings and ball joints and tie rod ends and all that stuff, and think, oh, you're going to do this for just a small amount of money. It costs a lot to keep the shop open. Parts are expensive. I sourced these from O'Reilly Auto Parts. I kind of went the lazy route, but the quick route with the quick strut right there. These are specifically for the Jeep CRD. We're going to have a video coming up where we install those. And that might cause this front end to dip down a little bit. I think this sits a little higher. I am not sure if these came from Iron Rock off-road or if they're an OME spring, but I think that these springs are a little bit heavier duty. And we're going to be also putting in the OEM control arms with those quick struts because we know they're spec. Might look at upgrading those at some point in time. Believe it or not, I've been using these gloves for quite a while, and they just don't tear easily. These are Medicom gloves. I can use these for an entire job for hours, and they don't rip. And I wash them off with some glass cleaner. I turn them inside out, and the next day I'll come out and I'll blow them back so they're the right way, and I'll put them right back on and keep using them. You go through those gloves so quickly if you buy them from some of those other places. These are made for medical use. They double as a really good auto mechanic glove. Cloudy and rainy today. No big deal. I'm going to turn these lights up. It's just buried a little ways down in there. On high, they don't run as long, but they still run pretty well. This is going to be an 18, I believe. Let's just check this out here. 18 for your top bolt. I've never done this job before, but it's just bolts and nuts. That's all it is. Could use an impact, but I'm just going to grab breaker bar here. We're doing the driver's side first. For those of you who are always hitting me up in the comments section, I really appreciate it. I very much enjoy talking with you guys. This bolt up here is for your steering knuckle. Reach down in here and see if we can grab it off of there. Yeah, there it is. We'll clean that up before we put it back on. Swinging on over. I think I'm gonna have to use a little bit of a wobbly. This one right here, 1/2 inch. This extension I got at Harbor Freight. It's not the best, but it definitely could be worse. You could not have it to use. There we're on. The torque specs must not be too much on these. That one turned off pretty easily, which is great. See if we can get this one to do the same. A little bit trickier. Oh yeah. It's a little bit tougher maybe. Could try to crawl under there, but let's see. Grab that breaker bar again. Couldn't tell you where I picked up the breaker bar from. I want to say probably Harbor Freight again. Oh man, that was tight. That one was tight. What are you up to today? If you got a project you're working on your Jeep Liberty CRD or your Jeep Liberty KJ or your Dodge Dynasty, whatever it might be, just tell me. If you want to talk a little more, you can send it over to the Facebook page. It's a little easier to communicate. It's all about some good time together, supporting each other, encouraging each other, celebrating each other's successes. And I tell you, to get a job like this done, for me it's a success. Not a mechanic, not even YouTube certified. You guys know that though. All right, so we're off on this side, we're off on that side, 2 bolts, and we're ready to jack up the motor a little bit. There is a bolt on the underneath I got to take off as well, probably 18. I'll get down there and see. Something I'd like to encourage everybody to do is use proper support underneath. Good safety. I would hate to have my kids come out here and find me buried under this thing. Got the 3-ton lift on this side. It's Pittsburgh. I picked it up from Harbor Freight for about $157. Then another Pittsburgh right over there. Same jack, just a little bit different color scheme, maybe a year or 2 newer. Got the 4-wheel drive front axle propeller shaft hanging out. It's because I had to remove the differential. We got those 3-ton jacks sitting right under there, and that's where I'm going to have to go, kind of right underneath where this kind of stain is. I lost some transmission fluid that goes through the power steering system on this. Pretty cool under here. Looking under here without... What is this? Oh, that's the steering knuckle again. Welcome to my house. Here you go. There it is. I wonder if I need to just do like a block of wood 2x4 because the jack's not going to go that high up. Or do I jack it with the oil pan? Does not seem like a good idea. Cast iron, aluminum? I don't know. One down. Okay, so I got it off. I've got 2 2x4s stacked on top of each other, right underneath the oil pan, just in front of the cross member. Just enough to where I could wiggle this thing out. But if you could take a look at this, these both look exactly the same. But this one, and here's my microphone right here, nothing. This one is brand new. You hear that? I don't think I want to put that on there. Nothing. Yep, I think we're putting this one back on. We're going to check the other one, see how that one sounds. I'll bring you in for that. Putting this one back on. Put them back on. I put the old ones back on because the new ones make a sloshing noise, almost like a sloshing noise with something in there. And from everything I've heard, that is not what you want, for them to sound like this. This one, same way. So you tell me, maybe I'm making a big mistake. But those two are solid. I don't like jacking up the engine. I'll show you right here. I had these 2 2x4s right under this part right here, and I jacked it up just enough to where it would allow me to take those off. I kind of jacked it up, reached up, see if I could take them off. Had my wife here just in case it came down on my hands. That'd be not good. Suppose you could jack it up a little bit and then just take these brackets off and move them too. That might be easier. Maybe less hard on the engine or the flex pipe, all that stuff, potentially. But that's it. I'm moving forward. I hope you guys are having a good day. You know, you just never know what you're going to get. I don't know if those parts are bad or not. I'm going to put that out to the Jeep Liberty CRD Facebook group, and we'll see what you guys and gals have to say about it. As far as everybody else out there, what are you working on? Joys, sadness, success, failures, you tell me. Crystal's sitting over there on the box. Crystal! Her ears heard me, but she's not turning her face over. All right, I'm gonna go and let me know what you think. I went with the ones that weren't making noise. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.